And Elisa.
And we're here to try to figure out how to use DrRacket today. So if you want to get DrRacket and you don't have it yet, you're going to go to your favorite browser and type in racket-lang.org. And that will bring us to the nice Racket website. If you want to get Racket, you can explore as much as you like. There's a lot of cool information, but we're just going to click download. And this button here should be the button for your type of computer. Elisa, what did you do when you downloaded Racket?
I did exactly this, but when I downloaded it for the PCs that we're going to use in Club, the blue button here did update to the appropriate version for the PC.
Okay. And then once the thing downloads, you just double click it and follow instructions.
Yep.
Okay. So hopefully you can handle that. If you have questions about that or have problems installing it, just ask one of us and we'll be happy to help. Okay. Once you get DrRacket, you'll want to open it somehow with your computer, probably in the applications folder, and you'll get a screen like this. So not super exciting. Looks like a big empty white box. But
not exciting yet.
Not exciting yet. But there's two boxes, right? There's a top one and a bottom one. The top one is called the definitions window. I'm going to just type that in right here. Definitions window. The bottom one is called the interactions window. Okay? We'll get to what that means in just a moment. The first thing you're going to want to do, ignore the red text and stuff. First thing you're going to want to do is click the language menu and click choose language, because we're actually going to use a sub-language of Racket for learning. So yours might look a little different than this, but you should have a section that says teaching languages, and you'll want to select the one that says beginning student. There's several different ones that we may use in the club. So beginning student, hit OK. And then you can see you might get a warning like this, the definition window has changed, or you might get this part of the thing might turn yellow. You can also choose the language down here if you want to. So this green button, the run button, we're going to use a lot. And when you press it, DrRacket's going to do something. Well, what happened? We have a problem. What does it say down here?
This variable is not defined.
Yeah, variable. Variable is one of the key words we talked about in our core concepts for girls who code. But we're not going to think about variables quite yet. First, what we want to do is just interact with DrRacket. So in the interactions window on the bottom, we can type things like numbers. And in fact, we can type really, really big numbers, and DrRacket just echoes it back. We can try to type words, but it's not going to work. Because DrRacket doesn't understand human words. If we want to talk in human words, we have to make a string. Lisa, what can you tell us about strings?
Strings are put in quotes. They can contain numbers or words, but if you put a number in there, the computer's going to treat it like a word. It can't do math in a string.
Yeah. Exactly. So everything between two quotes is just text. So we use strings a lot on programs that need to talk to humans. So like HTML code and things like that. So anytime you want to talk to a human, you can put stuff in quotes like, hi, girls who code.
Hey!
But when we just type hello, we get this error. This variable is not defined. So now let's define a variable, and let's define the variable hello. In DrRacket, everything we type in the interactions area or in the definitions area is called an expression, just like in human language. Elisa, what's an English expression off the top of your head?
It's raining cats and dogs.
Yeah, it certainly is raining cats and dogs.
Actually, it's really sunny.
Yeah. So when we say an expression, it might mean something, it might not mean something. This expression hello right now doesn't mean anything to DrRacket because we haven't told it what it means. To tell DrRacket what something means, we have to define it.
Mm-hmm.
In Racket, every expression, almost every expression that means anything will be in parentheses. So I'm going to make an open parentheses in the topmost one. I might try to, increase our font size.
Oh, that's nice.
There. Okay, so you can see I have an open parentheses. I'm going to type the word define. And the thing I want to define is this variable called hello, because it's not defined yet. What should it say? We're going to make hello be a string.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say
Greetings.
greetings.
Earthling?
So this is, Elisa's really a nerd, you can tell.
Just came to my mind.
Yeah, so this is our hello world program. So once you put something in the definitions window, you have to click run in order to interact with it. So we'll run our program. Nothing happened, right? It looks just kind of blank, but things are different. In the interactions world, we can now say hello,
Ah,
and it doesn't give us an error.
nice.
Yeah. Okay, let's define something else. Elisa,
And it didn't just echo hello back.
right.
This time it gave us the string.
String.
Yeah.
So in a computer language term, the variable is hello,
Mm-hmm.
and the value that it holds is the string greetings earthling.
Yep.
What if we change it to a number? What will happen? Let's click run again. What do you think is going to happen?
I think it's going to return the number.
Aha.
Yep.
That's right. So now the value of the variable hello is the number 100. But that doesn't really, why would you use the variable name hello to store the number 100?
Only if you were talking to a computer.
Which we are.
Yep.
So we can define variables.
Mm-hmm.
And variables can hold a piece of data. Okay. So far the types of data we've talked about are just strings and numbers. So let's see what else we can do with numbers. What do you think we could do with some numbers?
Math.
Yeah, math. Okay, so plus.
Mm-hmm.
In Racket, the thing we want to do is the first part of our expression. Right after the open parentheses, we want to say what we want to do. In this case, we want to add. So let's add 1 and 1. Can you guess what it will tell us?
2.
Oh, very good.
One thing that I like about this too is by putting the mathematical operator first, it's kind of like how you would say it in human language. You would say add 1 and 1.
That's right. Add 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way we talk to DrRacket. We don't say, what is 1 plus 1?
Right.
We say, add 1 plus 1
Mm-hmm.
and tell us what the result is. One of the nice things about putting it first is that we can put as many numbers as we want to. And we don't have to type plus in between each one of them.
What do you think that answer is?
Well, let's see. 3, 6, 10, 15, 21, 28, 36, 45.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. But DrRacket can do it a lot faster.
Yeah.
So whenever we have a math question, we can ask DrRacket. Because, I don't know what this is going to be.
Wait, what does that star mean?
Oh, that's multiplication.
Oh, okay.
In computer world, we don't use the X for multiplication. We
Mm-hmm.
use the star because X usually means the letter X.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So
Whoa.
we just multiplied all those numbers together and got a really big number. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with numbers. Normal things like adding and subtracting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, multiplying is the star, which is the 8 key on the keyboard. Division is just like this, 10 and 2 gives us 5.
Mm-hmm.
So those are our basic number operations. What if you try to divide by 0?
Oh.
So anytime you see red, that's an error. And in our error, we can see the operator, the operation we tried to do. Maybe that's why it's called DrRacket, because it performs operations.
Good one.
Yeah. And the error reason. Why do we have an error? Oh, because we divided by 0. So DrRacket's trying to be helpful. Okay, so we can do all those kind of things with operations, but what about with strings? Can we add 2 strings together?
I think so. Uh-oh.
Not in Racket.
Dang.
There are other programming languages where the plus operator can handle numbers or strings. In Racket world, we can see plus expects a number as a first argument, but it was given hello. So we need a different function. I know this one. It's called string append. And the word append just means to attach something to something else.
Like an appendage.
Right. Like,
like your arm.
Okay, so when we run the string append function, we notice that there's no space in between them.
Yep.
DrRacket's not smart enough to know what we want. Let's see, can string append do more than 2 words?
I think so.
Let's put a space in between. That kind of looks confusing, but those are just extra spaces.
I like it. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, it's a typo.
Sting append.
DrRacket is not the brightest. I like that it highlights the issue though.
Yeah.
So then you know where you went wrong.
Here, I'll save some time.
Nice.
Okay, so string append can also take as many arguments. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that. This word argument.
Oh yeah.
I don't really even know how to define it. It's just one of those words in programming that you just have to get used to.
Yeah, it's really confusing at first, but once you're used to hearing it, you just kind of stop noticing how confusing it was at first.
I don't really know how to explain it. Basically, any function or operation you want to perform is going to expect a certain number of
Data?
certain pieces of data, and the argument is just sort of like another word for variable. Sometimes you'll hear it as parameter.
Yep.
I like the word parameter because I think, well, there's an operation that takes a certain key pieces of data in order to function.
Because you can't add nothing and nothing.
You can't
Well, it would be nothing, but...
Right, like if we put just a plus...
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you ever don't know what something does, you can just type it in and DrRacket will help you. Another thing to know is that if you put your cursor on something, and I think if you press the F1 key, it should open our help desk, or maybe we need to right-click it. I don't know what's going on. There's a feature in DrRacket where you can open the help desk. I don't know. Oh, there it is. It is happening. It just took a while. Okay, so in DrRacket, if I don't know what something does, like if I want to look up this operator, or let's say I want to look up define, just put my cursor in it and press F1, and it'll just
nice.
bring up the help desk. So anytime you don't know something in DrRacket, even in errors, I think you can press F1. Yep. Well, that didn't bring us anywhere, but it brought us to the home page of documentation. So DrRacket wants to be your friend, wants to help you. If you don't want to do it that way, you can also go to the help menu. There's this help desk. There's all kinds of stuff you can look up if you have questions. It's very friendly. There's more I want to say and show, but I don't know if this is getting too long already.
I feel like this is a good intro.
Okay, it's a good intro. Here, one thing I want to do, just to show people that they can play, I want to add a teach pack. So under language, click add teach pack. And in this club, we're going to be using the image teach pack and also the universe teach pack. Let's load the image teach pack. So select it, press OK. You'll see that this part of the window turned yellow, which means we need to click Run.
Is that like a refresh button?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
refresh button. It's saying like, okay, now we're setting up the DrRacket to be start over from scratch, load all the parts, get ready to run some programs. Run will also run everything in the definitions window will be evaluated. So I can still say hello, right? So if I have more stuff up here.
And there I just have to say evaluated means it'll do whatever you're asking it to do up there.
One way you can think of evaluation is like, evaluating means it tells us the simplest form of the expression. So this expression plus 119, 19, 29, 19, 19, that is not the simplest form. The simplest form of this expression is whatever this number adds up to.
That makes sense.
So when we hit run now, we'll see 224. So the value of this expression, when we evaluate it, is the number 224.
Nice.
It's a little confusing what the value of this expression is, but that's something we can talk about.
But still, it's getting rid of the commands.
It's getting
and
rid of
giving you the result.
It's like substitution.
Yep.
It's doing some substituting, evaluating it down to the simplest form possible. Okay, so now that we have the image teach pack loaded, we can make a circle. Circle is an operation, a function that needs three things. Let's suspects 3 arguments, found none. I'm going to open the help desk. So I'll put my thing there, press, I'm going to press F1 and circle from to HTTP image. That's the one we want. And this is going to be a little bit more than we want to know, but it needs a radius and a mode and a color. So, here's some examples. Circle 30, that's the radius. Outline, red. Circle 20, solid blue. So we can go back and do, what do you want to do? What kind of circle do you want to make?
Big one.
Okay.
What is the number? Is it referring to
the radius?
Inches? Oh yeah, but
pixels.
Pixels. Yeah. All right. So how about 200, 300?
300. Okay, 300 pixels.
Can you do striped?
Let's find out. I don't think so. But
okay.
You might be surprised. And what's your color?
Purple.
Notice we're using strings for striped and purple.
Oh yeah, it didn't like striped.
Yeah. So a mode is something that's predefined, and we need to know what they are. I know only outline and solid.
Okay.
There might be, there's probably others. Whoa.
Nice.
That's really big. Okay, so this shows me that our...
Oh, right, because the radius is just half of the width.
Yeah, correct.
So it's 600 pixels wide. Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's 600. If you want to, you can change the view so that you can hide the definitions.
Oh, nice.
So now we just see our giant circle.
I like it.
It might not be exactly pixels because we also increased our font size.
Oh, that's right.
Oh no, it is pixels. It's not related to the font. Okay, so if we make a circle only 1 pixel radius, we just see a tiny little dot. So anyways, images are something that DrRacket understands if you load this teach pack. And I want to the last thing I want to show you, is that we can also define a variable to hold an image. Big purple circle to be okay. Well, this is another thing we haven't talked about, but nesting of expressions. So this is one expression. I mean, the whole thing is one expression, but this will evaluate to be the image of the big purple circle.
Yep.
And so we're defining that this variable name is actually the image of big purple circle.
So just like before, when we created the variable hello and it returned greetings earthling, now we can call on the variable big purple circle.
Yep, because now DrRacket knows what it means.
Nice.
Because we defined it.
Nice.
And you can see our big purple circle.
Is it possible to substitute images of cats
Yes.
for
Let's find
the circle?
Let's find an image of a cat.
Okay.
Here, you find me a
Okay.
cat.
Pusheen wearing glasses seems like an obvious place to start. Shades. Will this work?
Yeah.
Okay.
So just
I would
copy
say
it.
Okay.
Well, we'll see. Let's see if the GIF works. Copy image and just go into the definitions part.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just paste it. Cool. Well, I guess we don't want just an image. We want to call it something. Okay, what happens when we type
Oh,
shades?
I really hope the cat comes up. Yes!
Yay!
I think this is the best possible use of a variable on the internet.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, hopefully you learned something from this, enough that you can play around. We'll post this online and we'll try to do more.
And we'll do this in club together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, hope you enjoyed it.
Bye.
Bye.